we have a lot of experience with special issues. I've lost really count, but the most important ones obviously are the sample and the D3R special issues that we've had. Most of these special issues, we put up pretty pictures on the cover. These are just a variety of different special issues that we've had. Here are some from our esteemed colleagues who do things that are special. Here are, sadly, some esteemed colleagues who are no longer with us. And here are the sample special issues. We started out with number 2 here, sample 2, 3, 4, 5. These are both 5, I think. And of course, the D3R grant challenges. So you'll notice there are pretty pictures here, and it's going to be up to these guest editors to decide whose picture to put up on the cover, if that thrills people. But you know, it's kind of like the thrill that I get you when you get your picture on the cover of the Rolling Stones. Anybody know that song? Really? Nobody? Okay, never mind. So I think guest editors are probably still, you know, Rami and Mike and Dave Mobley. And the most important part is that just the procedure. There's no magic to this. If you haven't already registered, just register it with JCAMD, not Terry's journal, JCAMD, and use this link. You can just register. I'm emphasizing throughout these slides, submit on time. I don't know how many of you have, you know, gotten on special issues that didn't publish for 2 years after you submitted something, but I've been in that boat before, and it's irritating. Furthermore, you know, the grant challenges and samples, these things are timely sort of things, right? You just finished one, you're getting ready to do another one in a couple months. So let's get these the papers out and published before they get too old and we have to dust them off. So the most important thing when you're registering, when you're, whoops, oh, now what did I do? Okay, well, I'm obviously not doing what I want to do here. I went to the other screen, never mind. We'll do it this way. The most important thing is that there will be certain article types. I suspect the article type for this one, for the next ones will be, this is special issue, D3R, GC3, or sample 6. So when you go to submit the journal, it'll ask you what the article type is. Just look for this and put this in. And that's important, because if we don't have those article types, they don't get to the guest editors and they start floating around between all the other normal editors at JCAMD, and things get confusing. So let's see. And then the guest editors will process the submissions, hopefully as soon as possible. And unless things changed, a lot of the reviewers will come from yourselves, because who knows better what's going on with sample or with the grant challenges than you folks. So you folks know where things are at, and you have a little bit of, you obviously have some skin in the game, and that you'd like to get the issue published as well as we would. So please help out and review a fellow D3R or samples participants paper, and try to do it as quickly as possible. Bottom line is, and you've all been through this before, but you know, you submit a paper, it goes to review, that can take a few weeks, comes back maybe with a few changes, and you know, then that takes some time, comes back again potentially for another review, and this can go on for a long period of time potentially. And we'd like to publish this. I'd really like to get this published in the fall. If we wait too late in the year, as some of you may or may not know, like papers that are published in like a December issue don't get a lot of attention, apparently. Apparently the most attention goes to the papers that are published in January. And so that's what we did with the The last Grand Challenge, we published that this January rather than late in the year last year, because that way it gets more exposure. So I believe our current drop deadlines are for the Grand Challenge, May 1st, and for sample 5, or is it sample 6? Well, yeah, sorry, obviously 2018. I borrowed these slides from a couple years ago. So yeah, so May 1st and June 1st. So keep that in mind. We'd like to see the papers by then. Thanks. Let's see. So, but once your papers come in, once they are accepted, they'll go online. So unless somebody, you decide you'd rather not do that until everybody else publishes, you know, your paper will be up in lights as soon as possible. And then, you know, if somebody is really late for whatever reason, we'll still publish a paper, but it may not go in the special issue for that particular challenge. It'll go in a later issue, but we'll still publish it. It just won't be with the rest of the gang. So I try to get give as much exposure to the issue as possible. We make sure that the titles are of the special issue and the fact that the special issue is out there. Make sure that we get those titles out everywhere we can, and so that will be online. And this is just a listing from a couple years ago where we had a number of either special issues or special articles that, if one goes looking online to see what's there, they'll see front and center the fact that we've got something special about this issue or something special in the issue. So you see these things even before you see the regular listing of articles. And then, you know, it's always fun to have a good cover image. So we you know, if we look through the issues and look for some good pictures. If we find a great one, then we put it on the cover. So give us some good pictures. So timeliness, I think I mentioned this already, but this is an important issue. The issue will be published on time. We want that to be early to middle fall. And again, we want to do it when it's fresh. I went through this. Stragglers will be published, but a little later. Cover image might be selected from the best graphics, maybe, and we'd like to give a little extra something to the earliest submitters. We have in the past put the order in place by time of submission. That sometimes changes depending on what people are looking at, but we try to, again, award those people who come in early. And then I think it's true, isn't it right, that the last person is supposed to buy everybody's beer? So hopefully that's happened in the last couple of days. If not, find out whoever it was and get them to buy it tonight. And there's absolutely no penalty for submitting early, believe it or not. So just keep that in mind. You know, we don't want to hold you back. Let's see, looking forward to some more great issues. We've had some very good ones that we can all be proud of. And I've got to admit, I've been online here most of yesterday and today. It sounds like it's been a terrific couple of days with a lot of really meaty science. So good luck to everyone.
Okay, any questions for Terry? John? Oh. Should I really read like that? Shame on you. No, the question was, who was the last person to submit last year, Terry?
We're going to have to look that up, but I think I know who it was. Yeah, actually, is he there?
I don't know. Is who there? Is John? John's here. He's sitting right in front of me. Was it you, John?
Oh, you know, if the real person doesn't show up, just have Pat buy beers for everybody. How's that?
Okay, great. Well, I think it doesn't look like there's any other questions. Thank you so much for joining us and for continuing to host these special issues.
You're quite welcome. Glad to have you folks on board. And I will send you those article types, and then you can distribute that as well to everyone so they know where they're signing into.
Sounds great. Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.